The quiet power of emotional intelligence. 5 signs you're high EQ. Emotional intelligence is one of the most powerful skills you can develop. It helps you navigate relationships, work, and life with clarity and confidence. But how do you know if someone is truly emotionally intelligent? Today we break down 5 key signs with examples, science-backed insights, and even a bonus challenge to test your own EQ. Let's dive in. Number 1, you possess a curiosity about people. Emotionally intelligent people don't just tolerate small talk. They crave deeper connections. They ask questions that uncover passions, struggles, and dreams. Asking, "What do you do?" can feel transactional, reductive, and even alienating for several key reasons. It equates identity with labor, it kills authentic connection, and it can trigger anxiety. An emotionally intelligent person is more prone to asking one of the following questions. What's something you're passionate about? Or, how do you like to spend your free time? Psychologist Daniel Goleman links curiosity to empathy, a core EQ trait. When you're curious, you activate the brain's social cognition network, which helps you understand others. Call to action. During your next conversation, ask one why or how question and notice how the dynamic changes. Number 2, you appreciate both strengths and weaknesses. Low EQ people see weakness as failures. High EQ people see them as growth opportunities. Here's a deeper breakdown of why this distinction matters and how it plays out in real life. Low EQ mindset. Fixed belief. Use weaknesses as permanent flaws and is likely to say, "I'm just bad at this." Fear-driven. Mistakes trigger shame, defensiveness, or avoidance. Reaction to criticism. Feels defeated and prone to saying, "I'm terrible at this, maybe I should just quit." Behavior. Avoids challenges, blames others, hides struggles. The result? Stagnation, fragile self-esteem, and missed opportunities. High EQ mindset, growth belief, sees weakness as temporary challenges. Their motto, "I can improve with effort." Curiosity driven, asks, "What can this teach me?" Reaction to criticism, seeks improvement. Behavior, seeks feedback, experiments, and embraces learning. The result? Resilience, adaptability, and continuous growth. The neuroscience behind it. Low EQ triggers the amygdala, which activates the fight or flight response. High EQ engages the prefrontal cortex, which is related to problem solving and emotional control. Emotional intelligence transforms struggles into fuel for growth. NBA legend Michael Jordan once said, "I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games, 26 times. I've been entrusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." Challenge. Reflect on a recent failure. What lesson did it teach you? And share in the comments. Number 3, you know how you feel and when you feel it. High EQ people don't just say, "I'm stressed." They pinpoint whether they're overwhelmed, anxious, or just hungry. Neuroscience research from UCLA shows that labeling emotions reduces amygdala activity, the brain's panic button, by up to 50%. Emotional granularity. High EQ individuals precisely identify emotions and will clarify they're not just angry, but resentful because their effort wasn't acknowledged. Root cause awareness. They dig deeper to find the real source of emotions. They acknowledge stress from feeling overwhelmed, anxiety from fear of uncertainty, or irritability from just being hungry. Time recognition. They notice emotions early and address them immediately, preventing explosive reactions. Impact on decisions. Clear emotional awareness leads to better choices such as delegating tasks when overwhelmed or seeking connection instead of emotional eating. Emotional intelligence begins with self-awareness, like being your own emotional detective. Number 4, you can read people like a book. Ever met someone who just gets you? Chances are they're high EQ. MIT's Human Dynamics Lab found that best leaders could accurately read team morale just by listening to tone and pauses in speech. A 2019 study in emotion revealed that high EQ people detect micro-expressions, brief facial flashes of true emotions in under 0.5 seconds. Key high EQ traits in relationships: empathic intuition, notices subtle cues like tone and body language to sense unspoken emotions. Detecting a friend's forced smile and encouraging them to clear the air. Active listening, pays attention to how things are said, such as hesitations or pauses, as much as the words. Keenly noticing a friend avoiding eye contact. Contextual insight, considers personality and situation to interpret behavior accurately. Emotional mirroring, matches others' emotions to connect, not fix. Situations such as offering quiet support in grief rather than forced positivity. Non-judgmental curiosity, ask open-ended questions like, "So tell me, what's that like for you?" instead of giving dismissive advice like, "Come on, just suck it up, you'll be fine." Core difference. High EQ individuals read emotions to connect, not to control. Why it matters. Builds trust. People feel seen and open up. Prevents conflict. Early detection of frustration helps resolve issues before escalation. Strengthens leadership. Great teachers, managers, and friends excel at this skill. Takeaway: high emotional intelligence fosters deeper, more meaningful relationships. Reading people isn't psychic power, it's paying attention with empathy. High EQ individuals turn every interaction into a chance of connection. Number 5, you're willing to say no. People pleasers burn out. Emotionally intelligent people protect their energy. Director Christopher Nolan refuses to use a smartphone, calling it a distraction machine. By saying no to constant connectivity, he protects the defocus needed to direct critically acclaimed films like Inception and Oppenheimer. Ever feel drained because you can't say no? High EQ people know boundaries aren't selfish, they're survival skills. Here's how they do it. Self-awareness first. Do I have capacity? Does this align with my values? Will I regret this? Prioritize peace over people-pleasing. Polite but firm no. No guilt, no over-explaining. For example, "I'd love to help, but I can't take this on." Or, "That doesn't work for me, but thanks for asking." Boundaries aren't rude, manipulation is. Shut down manipulation. When guilt-tripped with statements like, "You're the only one who can help," they stand their ground by responding, "I understand, but my answer won't change." No drama, no debate, just respect. Energy economics. Every yes to others may mean a no to rest, passion projects, or key relationships. Time is currency. Spend it wisely. Saying no to others often means saying yes to yourself. Key takeaway. High EQ boundaries protect your energy, values, and well-being without apology. Call to action. Next time you're tempted to auto-agree, pause and ask, what am I giving up by saying yes? How to boost your EQ. EQ isn't fixed, it's a muscle. Here's how to train it. Journaling. Write daily. What did I feel today and why? Active listening. Next conversation, focus 100%, no interrupting or planning your reply. Feedback. Ask a friend, how do I come across when I'm stressed? Emotional intelligence is the secret sauce of thriving relationships and success. And remember, leveling up your EQ is a lifelong upgrade, not a quick fix. Which of the 5 signs do you want to work on? Share in the comments. Hit like if you learned something new, subscribe for more deep dives, and share with a loved one who will appreciate this content. Until next time, live well and be well.